On this week's breaking news, LEGO has revealed some new sets from the sea all the way to land and some history in there. The Bricklink designer program has over 600 entries, and our art series expands with Monet. All that and much more on this week's breaking news. Today's episode is brought to you by Back to Brickware, my newest venture into the Eiffel merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back to Brickware brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore Eiffel or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back to Brickware page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back to Brickware, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back to Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends.
Lego.
Breaking news.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Break. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow Eiffels about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO's been up to for the past week. Thank you for tuning into the podcast. Make sure to subscribe because we post every Friday, so you can catch up on all the latest LEGO news, and there's always more than you think because, well, the LEGO community continues to grow, and LEGO continues to make more LEGO sets that we can't afford. But we'll get to that, of course, as we continue to talk about all the sets that are coming. I want to specifically thank the patrons over at Patreon who are huge supporters of the podcast. They get the podcast early with ad-free, and they get to build a fun LEGO community with some other things that I throw in there from time to time. So go and join that patron over at the link in the description. You can also subscribe to the YouTube channel as I post things there as well. Now, a bit on the admin side, I finally put up some shelves. Now, they're 16 inches deep, and it expands 12 feet across. And guess what? It probably still won't be enough, but I'm going to do my best to use them as efficiently as possible and getting some shelves. I have a TV that I'm going to put up so that I can watch TV and build at the same time. It'll be a fun experience to continue building on my room, which is something that I want to do for a very long time. And that's pretty much it on the admin side. We will be going into our set reviews at the end of the episode. Our first one is going to be set 76324, Spider-Man vs. Oscorp. And it's a Marvel set. And then our Rebrickable set is going to be The Monastery of Spinjitzu by Alex Was Here 13. So stay tuned for those at the end of the episode. So now let's get into this week's first breaking news story. So LEGO came out with a ton of new sets this week. Let's jump into our first one, set 40955, the Maersk Duel Fuel Container Vessel. It's a 12 plus set at 1,516 pieces and will cost $150. Now, they've done some Maersk ships before. This is, I think, their third or fourth iteration of the continuation of ships. And this one's a little different because it's the all the way to zero ship that uses a natural gas to power, which is pretty cool. And they've got, this one's a little bit different than, a bunch of the other ones because they keep changing the designs. The ships get bigger and bigger. So this one has at the front of the ship our command center or our tower, and then from there all the way back is just containers, and it's 1x2 containers kind of stacked up. It does have some interesting new features where you can pull out and slide down a ramp system on the side. It even has a section where you can lift up and see the inside of the captain's quarters, a little map on there, as well as some food, which I think is it's pretty fun. Just a little added extra piece there. And then on the backside, they do have transparent pieces so you can see the engines on the inside, and they have the little plaque kind of outlining it. And this vessel only has, one propeller, which is pretty crazy because, most of them have just 5 or 6 propellers. So I guess this is just a brand new model for that. And anyone that collects these and loves large ships like this, cargo ships, I had one of them. I don't remember which one I had, but in general, not my thing, but a lot of people will probably add these to some of their bigger cities and maybe a cargo area. We have a gift with purchase that was revealed, the duck family. It comes with a mama duck and 2 baby three baby ducks, two that are yellow and one that is white. Now, he's not the ugly duckling because, of course, that is a beautiful story, and that just means the ugly duckling actually is part of a swan. The ducks have a really fun way of, one can ride on mama's back, and then the legs can be moved from the mom to like kind of swoosh back so you can lay her down. It comes with extra pieces for like two cattails. And there's no official price for what you need to pay for a gift with purchase like this. I'm guessing at least $150 to get it, but very cute and going with the spring season that's upon us. Well, almost upon us. The Bricklink Designer Program Series 10 crowd support is now live. There are over 600 entries. That is 25 pages full of entries if you're swiping through, because I was starting to, and you just get tired and lost. That's an insane amount of entries. And over a quarter of them are castles. I'm sorry. They look beautiful. There are some great ones in there, but fuck castles. I'm so down with castles. But apparently that's what everybody likes. I don't know. That's what they vote on, and we probably get one every time. So that's only 4 left for any other creative things. So they're continuing to have this open until the 20th of February. So head over to Bricklink and give your support. I will eventually get back into it. I've got some designs that have just been sitting. So just stay tuned. They're coming. Lego has released another art series. This is Claude Monet, The Bridge Over a Pond of Water Lilies. It's an 18+ set at 3,179 pieces, and it'll cost $250 and it'll be available on March 1st. Now, another Monet and a really beautiful painting, if you've seen it, where it's a watercolor of the different lilies and this beautiful arched bridge over it. Now, when you look at the picture itself of what they did in Lego, it looks fine from a distance. I mean, it looks good from a distance. Up close, not the best. I think the sunflowers were better. The Great Wave is better. This one has a blend of a lot of bars to give it that like blended coloring, because watercolor or it might be oil painting now that I think about it. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a blend of color, and they use different overlapping bars and different plants to create some depth to it. And if you look at the top section over the bridge, perfectly done. The bottom section, I think, is a little bit different than the actual photo itself, but for all those art fans that love Monet, this is a really nice art piece, and it does go along the lines of, as they continue to expand to some more depths and coloring, very intricate way of doing this, and hopefully we'll see some other ones coming soon that are famous, again, not just like Monet's, but maybe even Picasso or something like that. LEGO Ideas Floating Sea Otter was revealed. This is set 21366. It's an 18+ set, 1,234 pieces, and it'll cost $120 and also be available on March 1st. Now, this was a LEGO Ideas set, and what was sent in and approved is not what we got from the LEGO set. The one that they had built was just a single otter, having like a playful style to it, a kind of half out of the water, half in the water. And this one is just kind of laying flat, and it comes with a baby otter where it holds it on its chest. There is even a clam that you can replace the baby otter with instead of having that on the mom's belly. And it does come in a base there where it's floating in the water. Is it cute? Yeah, it's cute. It's not as playful as I think the LEGO Ideas one came out with. And not going on the original intent of the one that was voted, I think is kind of a backslap or backhand to the people who voted for it, because that's what they wanted to see. It's cute, but it's not the intent or the original design style of what they wanted. And I think it's a big disservice to who actually wanted something like this. So we'll see how popular it is at that price point, and people who collect LEGO Ideas stuff. Sure, it's on par. Honestly, they should have made it $100, not $120. But yeah, whatever. LEGO Ford Model T. This is part of the new cars line. It's 11376. It's an 18+ set at 160 pieces at a cost of $130, also available on March 1st. Now, the Ford Model T was the first mass production car, and they did a great job in capturing that, where it has The gold plate on the front, the hand crank to crank up the engine, the 4-cylinder. They have the little horn, some new pieces. They've got white walled or full white tires, new wheel sections to it, and folding front glass section, and even the canopy is a cloth material that can fold back. They have even more details where, the gas tank was found underneath the seat, and that's in there. The only thing, there's actually two things, because I watched Tiago's video kind of going through a review on it. One is that they put studs on the sides when it could have been tiles, so I don't really know why they didn't just do it with tiles. Just make it look clean, because it kind of looks weird with it that way. And the other is actually there's the headlight 1x1s that are doing an illegal building technique where they're a little bit wider than a 1x1 standard, so it pushes against each other if they're lined up together. And Lego has done this and then tried to lock them together, so it creates kind of a high pressure point. Not really sure why they did that. I guess for a design intent, but there's so many other things that they probably could have done to make this connection point. I don't know. I'm not a Lego designer, but it got past the quality check, which, as we've seen since the Star Wars tank, not great quality checks anymore. But for anyone who collects vehicles or just loves Ford, that's a model that you can get in March. Spider-Man Brand New Day sets are rumored for 2026. We don't have an official trailer yet. We just have the suit reveal that they did, but likely to see some characters that we've, of course, seen from the past, such as Hulk, maybe even some rumors of the Punisher. And, of course, Ghost Rider is another one that there's rumored. And then, of course, this is going into more of the multiverse as we approach the Doomsday and Secret Wars. So there are quite a few sets that are still potential here. The Spider-Man versus Hulk at the office building, it's a 534-piece set at $90, pretty expensive. We do even get a buildable Herbie, which is $60, not in line with the Spider-Man, but still part of it. And then one is a prison transport at $60 at 367 pieces. So prices are climbing, so the minifigures better be damn good. Lego Design Student Challenge is live over at Lego Ideas. They're looking for the next generation of designers via this challenge. So it's going to be students over 18 years old, currently in a design-related education program, can go and do this challenge. So I guess this is more like a recruitment. They're trying to get people to design some cool ideas on Lego Ideas challenges, and then they'll hire them probably, or bring them in for an internship. Wish I would have thought of that when I was a kid, because I would definitely gone and tried to do this. But that's how they get good designers, or go on Lego Masters, which is a whole different story. But definitely a good idea for anyone who's interested to go over to Lego Ideas to maybe become a new Lego designer. Mandalorian and Grogu, they had a commercial on Super Bowl, and there's also some sets that were leaked. One is the Mandalorian's Razor Crest, which I think they did a pretty good job, at least from the detailing. It's a play scale set, and we do get Zeb, which is from Star Wars Rebels. I'm not sure what he's going to play in this role, but it's good to see the Razor Crest back. We'll see on that one. There's a rumored Imperial shuttlecraft, the AT-ST style. I think that's what it's called, but it's the open canopy, but it's in the snow. We're probably going to get an AT-AT or whatever the version of the AT-AT that they have in the film. And of course, many others. Grogu does have a new build figure instead of just the one we've seen with the baby figure. It's more of a custom one. Mandalorian has his standard armor and a bunch of other things coming for the movie. Now, we'll see how the movie actually plays out. I think it'll be fun. I don't think it'll be great, but it'll be a fun movie. And these sets will probably come out before they release the movie. That's just how it usually works. We've got some rumors coming out for Zelda, specifically the Hyrule Castle and the Kakariko Village, because, they had a teaser already come out on Lego and Nintendo America as they do pre-orders for their final battle with the Triforce. And that means that I'm more looking forward to the castle. Hopefully not play scale, but we'll get something more along the lines of like the mini architecture, or actually castle design built well with the scenes on the inside that we have seen in some of the other, like the Disney castle. I'd say would be a good scale for something like this, since they did the Deku tree, and I think that was done very well. And Zelda's very popular, so hopefully they do them right, and they keep coming out. I would love to see the old school like paper Zelda or whatever it was called. I can't remember, but the ship, all really good IPs to continue building off of. Brickjournal is a great magazine that displays not only the news of Lego, but having a lot of influence on the Lego community and Lego designers. And after 100 issues of the magazine, founded in 2005, unfortunately, some sad news to pass is Brick founder Joe Menno has passed away. His sister wrote, "My brother had a gift of being able to draw, paint, design, and develop robot and art projects. However, the one thing he loved to do was build and create with Lego, as well as being part of this wonderful community. He enjoyed volunteering, teaching others, and supporting important causes. He had a big heart and will be missed dearly." For someone to have built such a brand from the ground up in a magazine form, printed media, crazy thing to do nowadays. It's very sad to hear someone like this pass away, and hopefully someone continues on in the legacy and hopefully continuing to publish the Brickjournal for many, many editions to come. For the latest Pokemon designer sets, the designer is actually going to be in London. You can go to the store at Leicester Square on February 27th during launch from 10 to 11 a.m. and get to see the designer in person, get signatures on your Lego sets, and ask questions like, why the fuck does Pikachu look like shit? Because that's an easy question to do. Why did you have all of the characters with the stupid bases on the large set to make it cost efficient? Oh, wait, not cost efficient at all. Extremely high pricing for something that we would have paid half the cost just to have individual ones for. But I digress. It's not his call. It's Nintendo and Lego. So maybe some criticism, but also some applause to having Pokemon finally come from Lego. But you can go meet with them on the February 27th if you're in London. There's a new Lego rumor for Batman, a tumbler. And this one is going to be remote controlled. Now, they've already done this as a remote controlled tumbler. Well, I don't know how many years ago now. And it was $180. And it wasn't the tumbler that we know. I think that they're going to officially do the tumbler from the Batman Dark Knight series to have that built. It's going to be expensive. Again, probably about $180 to build off of that one and have some better detail. Really, really cool if it had Bat Pod that could pop out and remote control too. Lego's teaming up with TED, or the TED Talks, for a new Play at TED event. They're partnering up and will be going to the TED World Theater in New York on May 14th this year in partnership with the UN International Day of Play. They're going to speak about different events for parents and educators and policymakers, talking about how play is such an important part of education. We often hear that necessity is the mother of innovation, and fundamental needs certainly inspire innovation, but many of those most durable, delightful, and beneficial points of human progress spring from the desire to collaborate, to entertain, and to play, said Logan Smalley, the founder and executive director of TED Ed at the TED Conference. The partnership between TED and Lego Group and the Lego Foundation celebrates that fact and aims to help people remember that play should be a priority at the home, school, and communities throughout the world. There you go. Keep playing. You got to keep playing. Not just your kids, but you too. Lego has 2 new Chinese festival sets rumored, and it's interesting because they're not releasing till May of this year. And Chinese New Year is in 2 weeks, I think? But this one is the carp jumping over the Dragon Gate at $60, and then the Song Dynasty architecture at $150. Now, I am interested in that. I do love some Asian architecture, and I don't know the Song Dynasty. I probably should look that up. And $150 means that it's a substantial set, maybe not huge, but definitely along the lines of some of the castles that we've seen already for the architecture line. So fingers crossed we get something good out of that. Dragon Ball is coming to Lego. Another IP. Surprise, surprise. Lego's just doing this more and more and more. So they're going to be celebrating Dragon Ball Z with a display stand of some sort. Are we going to get a fight action scene? Are we going to get the Dragon Ball Z ball? Who knows? A display set means that it's definitely going to be interactive to some degree. I know a lot of people will definitely be interested in getting this just for the minifigs characters if they do that. In general, Dragon Ball Z was an iconic series that I never understood because it would take a whole series to fight one battle. And what were they? 20 minutes? And it was just constantly. So no thanks. And that's all the breaking news we have this week. Thank you all so much for tuning into this week's podcast. Make sure to subscribe. If you learn anything new, let me know in the comments. Or if you have any comments about the podcast that you'd like me to change or love about or hate, just let me know, because I want feedback. I love feedback. All right, we're going to move into our set reviews. Our first set is set 76324, Spider-Man versus Oscorp, a Marvel set. It's a 10 plus set at 808 pieces and cost $140. It does have reviews of 11 reviews at 4.7 stars. And we've got quite a few minifigures, 8 in total, which let's run through them here. We have Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Miles Morales, Eddie Brock, Ghost Spider, Norman Osborn, Kraven the Hunter, and Green Goblin. So that's a lot of minifigures for a small set like this. I mean, at 800 pieces and $140, that's almost 20 cents per piece. So those minifigures better be good. And some of them are pretty good. I would say, personally, just the Green Goblin would be my favorite. Miles Morales has appeared in other sets, and pretty much everybody else has, I think, too. The set comes with 3 total buildings. We've got the Oscorp building in a dark green and some dark gray. We also have the Marvelous Jewelry on the side, and then I think it's a market or a shop on the other side to it. Me of Doctor Strange's place when it came out in, I think it was Infinity War, and having more of a build play style to it, and the interior that you can turn around. Now the interior isn't like super impressive. We do have Oscorp, Norman Osborn in a little tank that switches around, and you can turn him into the Green Goblin. It's got his pumpkin heads as well as his flyer. There's the Spider Lab where, Peter Parker turns into Spider-Man. We've got Eddie Brock with a little Venom attachment for Venom to be on his back. Some photos, Gwen popping down, and I don't really know Kraven the Hunter. I didn't watch the movie, so I don't really know that character to it. So it has a lot of interactive play features. That's definitely what this is going for. More of the family play scale, and especially at that age, at a 10 plus age, my nephew could build this at 8 years old and enjoy it. And he loves Spider-Man. So it's just coming up with the cost of $140 to, push that past to get his parents to buy it, and he can then enjoy building it and play as Spider-Man, or his sister or niece who loves Doc Ock because he steals things. Yep. Yeah, she said that, and she's 4 years old, so that's a good beginning for that one. But you can get that in the link in the description if you're interested. Now onto our Rubricable. This is the Monastery of Spinjitzu mock updated by Alex Was Here 13. It's 2,839 pieces, and the cost, free. You can go and download all the different PDFs for the expansion of this official Lego set. Now, it's part of the Ninjago character display as it adds onto the main gate. And then, that set's pretty small, about 448 pieces, and this just explodes backwards, where it's got the full mountainside. It has a full courtyard for training, and then the structure itself. It's very much in like a diamond style to it. And when you turn it around, you see different display, scenes where we've got bedrooms for everyone that sleeps there, weapons. It looks like a little kitchen area and dining. And then underneath, there's a bike and some samurai gear hidden there. It has a lot of fun details. And an expansion like this from such a small set is an indication of how dedicated they are to Spinjitzu and loving the Ninjago line. And for the anniversary, this is a great set to add to anyone's display so that they can have some interaction with their characters in something that's iconic to the show and the comic series. And that's all I have. Thank you for listening to this week's podcast and the reviews. Make sure to tune in every week as I come out every Friday so you can learn all about the latest LEGO news. And now I'll leave you as I always do. Get creative, get out there, and go build something.